Law of self-preservation. The law of self-preservation is a fundamental human instinct, deeply embedded in our nature. It drives us to protect ourselves from harm and to ensure our survival. This instinct is not just about physical survival. It also extends to psychological and emotional safety. When faced with danger or a threat, our body's automatic response is to either fight, flee, or freeze. This law is crucial because it prioritizes our well-being and pushes us to make decisions that protect and sustain our lives. Reciprocity Principle. The Reciprocity Principle is based on the idea of mutual exchange. When someone does something nice for us, we feel compelled to return the favor. This principle is not just a social nicety but a powerful force in human relationships. It builds trust and strengthens bonds, creating a network of give and take that fosters community and cooperation. Whether it's helping a neighbor or sharing resources, reciprocity makes us social beings, reinforcing the idea that together we thrive better than alone.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Social contract theory. Social contract theory suggests that people live together by mutual consent, agreeing upon rules and laws that govern their behavior for the greater good. This contract isn't a written document but an understanding that by sacrificing some personal freedoms and obeying laws, we gain security and societal benefits. It underpins modern democracies and legal systems, emphasizing justice, equality, and collective responsibility. By adhering to this contract, we create an ordered society where everyone can coexist peacefully. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a psychological theory that categorizes human needs into a 5-level pyramid. From the bottom, these levels are physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Maslow argued that higher needs could only be pursued once lower, more basic needs are fulfilled. This hierarchy explains why a starving person will prioritize food over friendship, and why, only when safe and loved, might one pursue personal growth and fulfillment. Law of Effect, Thorndike. The law of effect, formulated by Edward Thorndike, states that behaviors followed by pleasant outcomes are likely to be repeated, while those followed by unpleasant outcomes are not. This principle is foundational in the field of behavioral psychology. It explains everything from how pets are trained to how human habits are formed. Essentially, it's a feedback loop where positive reinforcement strengthens behavior, making it a powerful tool in education and behavioral therapy. Dunbar's number. Dunbar's number posits that there is a cognitive limit to the number of people with whom one can maintain stable social relationships, typically around 150. These are relationships in which an individual knows who each person is and how each person relates to every other person. Dunbar's number suggests why, despite having hundreds of social media friends, we tend to interact regularly only with a smaller, manageable circle of people. This limitation reflects the capacity of our brain's neocortex. Heuristic processing. Heuristic processing refers to the mental shortcuts that our brains use to simplify decision-making. These heuristics help us to make quick, efficient judgments without needing to stop and analyze every detail. For example, a rule of thumb is a type of heuristic. While generally useful, heuristics can sometimes lead to cognitive biases or errors in judgment because not all decisions are best made quickly or without thorough analysis. Cognitive dissonance theory. Cognitive dissonance theory, developed by Leon Festinger, describes the mental discomfort experienced when holding contradictory beliefs or when beliefs conflict with actions. This discomfort leads individuals to change their beliefs, justify their behavior, or alter their actions to reduce the dissonance. For example, if someone believes in healthy living but smokes, they might quit smoking or justify it by downplaying the health risks, thereby easing the mental conflict. Law of least effort, Zipf's law. The law of least effort suggests that people generally choose the path of least resistance or effort. This principle is evident in various aspects of human behavior, from language usage to problem solving. For instance, in language, we often use shorter, more common words because they require less effort to recall and communicate. This law indicates why simplicity and convenience are highly valued in product design and user experience, as they cater to our natural tendency to avoid complex or labor-intensive options. Altruism Principle. Altruism refers to selfless concern for the well-being of others, even at a cost to oneself. This principle is fundamental to human social behavior, influencing acts like donating to charity, volunteering, or helping a stranger in distress. Evolutionary biologists explain altruism as a behavior that promotes the survival of our genes, either directly or indirectly. In a broader sense, altruism enhances societal cohesion and ensures that help and resources are available to those in need, reinforcing the social fabric. In-group, out-group dynamics. In-group, out-group dynamics describe how people differentiate between those they consider part of their group, the in-group, and others, the out-group. This dynamic can influence how we think, feel, and behave towards others. In-group members are often treated with more trust, empathy, and favoritism, while out-group members might face suspicion or discrimination. Understanding this dynamic is crucial for addressing social issues like prejudice and promoting inclusive behaviors within diverse communities. Risk aversion. Risk aversion is the tendency to prefer avoiding losses to acquiring equivalent gains. It is a prevalent aspect of human decision-making, where the pain of losing is psychologically more impactful than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. This behavior can be observed in financial decisions, where people might choose a guaranteed smaller return over a chance at a higher, but risky, return. Risk aversion shapes not only personal choices but also broader economic and policy-making processes. Equity theory. Equity theory focuses on how individuals perceive fairness in an exchange or relationship, driving their satisfaction and subsequent behavior. According to this theory, people feel most satisfied when the ratio of their inputs, like effort, time, or resources, to outcomes, like rewards, recognition, or pay, is equal to those around them. This sense of fairness is crucial in workplaces, relationships, and social interactions, influencing everything from job performance to relationship stability. Bystander Effect. The bystander effect is a social psychological phenomenon where individuals are less likely to offer help to a victim when other people are present. This effect occurs because of diffusion of responsibility, believing someone else will intervene, and social influence, observing others not acting. Understanding this effect is crucial for emergency response training and promoting a culture where individuals feel empowered to act regardless of the crowd. Confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, favor and recall information that confirms one's pre-existing beliefs. This bias can distort objective analysis and decision-making, as individuals give greater weight to evidence that supports their views while disregarding contradictory information. Awareness of this bias is vital in critical thinking, research, and when making informed decisions, particularly in an age dominated by information overload and echo chambers. Framing effect. The framing effect influences our decision-making process based on how information is presented. The same information can evoke different reactions depending on the context or wording used. For example, saying 95% fat-free versus contains 5% fat can lead to different consumer choices, even though the information is the same. Understanding this effect is crucial in marketing, negotiations, and any scenario where influencing decision-making is key. Loss aversion. Loss aversion is a psychological principle indicating that people tend to prefer avoiding losses to acquiring equivalent gains. It is a stronger force than the desire for gain. For instance, losing $100 feels more painful than the joy of gaining $100. This principle is widely observable in economic decisions where individuals might opt for choices that minimize potential losses even when an alternative could lead to greater gains. Understanding loss aversion can help in designing better business strategies, marketing, and personal financial planning. The Golden Rule. The Golden Rule, treat others as you would like to be treated, is a guiding principle in many cultures and religions around the world. It promotes empathy and reciprocity, encouraging individuals to consider the feelings and needs of others before acting. This rule underpins ethical behavior and fosters social cohesion, making it easier for diverse communities to live together in harmony. It's a simple yet profound guideline that helps establish fairness and kindness in daily interactions. Nash Equilibrium, game theory. The Nash Equilibrium is a concept from game theory where, in a non-cooperative game involving two or more players, none of the players can benefit by changing strategies, while the other players keep theirs unchanged. This state reflects a balance where each player's strategy is optimal given the strategies of others. It's widely applicable in economics, politics, and business strategy, helping predict the outcome of strategic interactions in competitive situations where individual decisions impact each other. Obedience to authority, Milgram Experiment. The concept of obedience to authority was famously explored in the Milgram Experiment, which demonstrated how ordinary people could perform acts against their personal conscience under the influence of authority. This principle has profound implications for understanding power dynamics in society, the role of leadership, and the potential for abuse of power. It underscores the importance of ethical leadership and critical thinking, especially in situations where authority figures may lead individuals or groups towards harmful actions.